Do you have any stories about your parents' lives?
Yeah. One thing I remember my mother always telling us that during the depression, that was very, very difficult. Her father, in order to provide for them, because he just worked locally stripping bark off wattle trees and taking it to the local bark mill, which they used to sell for tanning the hides and that on. And in addition to that, to be able to provide for them, he used to walk from Swansea on the east coast of Tasmania up over the highlands, and there weren't any roads, up over the highlands all the way to the west coast to Queenstown, to the same place where Libby's father and mother were. He used to walk over there, and he'd work there for 3-4 months and earn money in the mine down there, the copper mine, and then he'd walk back to Swansea again. And when I went away to Vietnam, as I said, only 3 weeks after we were married, and what did I have there? 147 days or something. But it was during that time Pastor Rodman used to write to me, but before I left, he had given me these 3 Psalms. He said, look, while you're away, he said, read these 3 Psalms every day. Psalm 23, Psalm 121, and Psalm 91. And, and then I had a little, the Gideon New Testament that the Naomi gave us, all pocket size, and I carried that with me all the time. And I've still got it, with my number and everything written in the front of it. Yeah, but I could really see during that time that that's where the Lord started to work within my life. Yeah. I was a forward scout over there, Max, and
You're good at it.
yeah, well, I don't know whether I was good at it, but I always used to joke and say I was short. They went over my head. But in many circumstances and situations that arose there, that I see how the Lord intervened, and in His providence, how He preserved me. But it was that in those Psalms particularly, how we knew all the time that the Lord was walking with you and protecting you all the time. And in those situations, because I can only recall one other guy amongst the men that the fellows that I was with, who was a Christian, and he was the son of a Presbyterian minister, and he went and he didn't want to go, but he did. Sadly, he was killed.
Oh.
It's like being raised in a palace and looking out the window and wishing you could go and live in a hovel if they look at the world, right? If the world sparkles to them, then they need to use that as an alarm, okay, and say, why would I want to be out there in all that misery? Why would I want to grow in ignorance, because, and that leads to death.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
So I would say that for Christian young people within the PRC, it is to value and to cherish what they have. There's always room for improvement in any situation, and they must also not just rely on the structures that are there, but on their own personal study and walk with the Lord.